Okay, guys. We should be alive again. We'll see if it works. Hopefully, you don't hear what music I'm listening to. I know I got my microphone way up. And I gotta be a little bit more quiet, because admittedly my wife is fast asleep. So don't mind me if I adjust my levels to compensate for my quiet voice. And hopefully I won't blow you guys away. As much as possible. Move some stuff around here. Okay. Let me change the title of my session here. Hang on just a second. See if that makes any kind of a difference. Not sure if it will. Okay. I'm as live as I can be now. Okay. Let's get some work done, folks. Honestly, I don't know how much I like this body. So, we'll hide it. And let me see if I want to draw any other ones. Okay, sit tight while I look up some reference photos. See if I can find some Pinterest photos. That'll help me with some body anatomy. I find that Pinterest is amazing when it comes to that. See what I can find here. You never know what you'll find on Pinterest. Well, I admit, I have done my very best to keep my headphones so you guys can't hear anything, but I bet you can't. Because I turn up my headphones really loud. So I'm going to turn down my microphone just a little, because I really, really don't want to get caught with copyright infringement for no stupid reason. Let's see. Tell you what, it has been so long since I've been on YouTube and on this channel. I love this channel and I love seeing the growth on here, but oh my gosh, everyone is blowing up this channel and I'm not even here to enjoy it. Okay, there we go. That's a good reference photo. That's a good body structure for what I was thinking there, so that'll work. And I wouldn't mind one more for giggles. Pinterest. And honestly, all I'm doing is just looking through. I'm not even doing a search on Pinterest because I really want to use all of the artists and photographers and folks that I already follow, because they already have very dynamic stuff. So I just gotta dig through it all and see what I find that I like the most. You never know. Never know who's gonna inspire you today. I'm getting close. There's gotta be one more photo somewhere on here. Preferably of someone pointing towards a camera. Ooh, that's a good one. It's not them pointing on a camera, but it is someone shooting a bow towards us. That's nice. Might be able to use that. Come on. See, artists don't like doing foreshortening. No one likes foreshortening. Those who do are amazing artists. And guys like me who just stick with the basics, we're the people who just don't have the dynamic style that we should, because we don't put the practice in. And I admit, I don't have time to practice, because when I sit down to draw, it's usually because I'm drawing for a client. So I try to find new things to practice while drawing for the client, you know? I'll show you guys a trick that I learned from Segra Yasin. Alright, looks like I'm just going to have to give up on this search. Let me go ahead and look up pointing... Stop it! Why is my keyboard wigging out? Point... Why is it every time I look something up, it decides to do something stupid? Pointing hand. Come on, find me something good. Come on, point at the camera. Point at the camera. Someone point at the camera. Yuck, that's too low. Hang on, I'll find something soon. About point at camera. I'll do a search for that. Bet you that'll have something. Pointing at... No! Alright, fine, I give up. I'll figure this out as I go along. Alright, at least I have that one reference photo, that's good. I'll point at myself for a while if I need to. Alright, let's see. I need to start by figuring out the structure of his body. Get an idea about how much he's going to be facing towards us. Okay. I know this guy would really... I hope you guys can hear me okay. I can't even hear myself. Hang on a sec. Make sure that you guys can hear me. Looks like you can. I turned it down, but I'm not hearing it in my headphones. One of the things I'm trying to do is be able to hear it in my headphones. Kind of need to hear myself talk. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Oh, I see. I turned it way down. Hang on a sec. Check, 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 check. What the? Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wait. Oh. Didn't have my headphones plugged all the way in. That always helps. Pro tip, if you right-click on the search bar on the taskbar, you can reduce the size of the search icon. You mean the search bar down here? Yeah, I kind of keep that as it is. Thank you, though. Appreciate it, Jim. You have a bunch of icons. Yeah, I got a humongous computer monitor. I'm using a Cintiq 12, so I admit I got more space than I know what to do with, so I'm okay with it. It's no big deal. Other than, unless it's getting in your way from seeing things. That I understand. Okay, let's see. He's just a little too much muscle. Like I said, I'm sure he would love to be this muscular, but no, we're not doing that for him. So we'll slim him down a little bit. You know, those 27s are nice, aren't they? Beautiful, beautiful tablets. My 21 treats me pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it so far. I bought it used off of eBay. Had a connection with a fellow artist, and he told me who at that time was a trustworthy seller. I don't know if they're still on eBay or whatever. I don't even remember who I ordered it from. But I got mine for like $600, which kind of a steal, you know? Considering that they usually run $1,500 or something for whatever. And 21 inches on this monitor is really, really big. I wish you the best on getting one of those without reducing yourself to losing a lung. My goodness, it has been such a long time since I've been on YouTube and on here on my Tim Michael Arts channel. Wow. feels a little bit more dynamic, I think. Let me get reference of him real quick and refresh my memory on what he looks like. I never noticed he's got a ton of freckles. I love drawing freckles. That'll be fun. Let's get some freckles in there. Oh my gosh, he's freckle loaded. Let's see, need some brown. A lot on the bridge of his nose, too. Get some more. There we go. Trying to find the ones that stand out the most to me. There's certain shapes of the freckles on the face that I want to make sure I capture. And then I'll fill them in with just some other generic ones here and there, just to make sure I'm really covering all of my bases. And then we'll just drop the opacity a little, so they're not overly bold, but they're there. Cool. Nice. See what other reference. He's got brown eyes. That's a good thing to know. Looks like he wears earrings. Yeah, he wears earrings. Always. So I gotta make sure to get the earrings. Kinda lanky looking fella. But not a poser. So, big smile though. Which I kinda got the smile, so that's good. Definitely not a poser, but does have earrings, so something to keep in mind. So I think I'm okay with this pose, even though it is a bit more posed than what he is. But for the dynamic range of what I want to do for him, I think it'll work. So let me just go ahead and solidify this body weight. It feels kind of unbalanced still, so let me see what I can do here. He's got a big neck though, so I want to build up this neck just a little bit. Find the best way to solidify a form is to take it to a square format. Just kind of look at the body structure in more of a square design and kind of draw things in square, just build up. And that way once you get down here to the feet, hopefully it gives you a little bit better idea of where to put the body weight. Okay, the shoulder's going to be coming up off the body this time. This one will go back behind the body. Here's the chest and the abs, crotch, other leg somewhere back here. Try and keep the same weight between these two legs. Kneecap, other kneecap somewhere about here, I think. And then, because I hate doing the whole, here's this, and here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, alright, and the head's gonna go here, the shoulders are gonna go, yeah. Hate that. My style's different. Okay. think that looks pretty good. And the body is very balanced. That's much better. And then I'll just bring out this hand here, and I'll put the radio in his hand there, roughly. And then this one is going to be up here, and it'll be the finger pointing towards us. So get a couple links in here. And just kind of shape out the idea of a nail, maybe something like that. And here's the first finger going around and folding back. Second finger. Third finger. And the thumb, which comes down and wraps around the bunch. By the time I'm done, hopefully he'll have all of his fingers. Okay. Don't want to over accentuate that because he's not that muscular. He's muscular, but he's not that muscular. More of a natural build. Okay. Turn down that air in the background. I'm hearing weird background noise over my microphone, so. Okay. Okay. I think one final sketch just to get the body definitely in form, and I'll go ahead and start inking. But this one's going to be the solidified structure, so. Okay. Excuse me. Oh. Well, I don't know how many people are in here. It says there's 2 watching. I prefer to believe there's like millions, but that's just me. And obviously this is extremely boring, so I don't expect anyone to be here, but you're welcome to hop in the chat down below and leave some comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions, if there are any. It has been a long time since I've been on this YouTube channel, and I miss it. Part of me misses it, part of me doesn't. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers, it's amazing. I really don't deserve 10,000 subscribers at all, but truth be told, I love it. My ultimate goal, to be completely honest, is not to have 10,000 subscribers here. And no, it's not to have 1 million or whatever. It's honestly to continue doing what I'm doing, and that's just creating content on all of my channels. I have a whole bunch of different YouTube channels, and right now I'm focusing on one called the RC Newbie, where I'm doing RC flying and remote control airplanes and stuff, and the goal for me is more fun. It's not tutorials. It's not how to do this or how to draw that or whatever. It's more how to make people laugh and how to make content that's beautiful and fun. And so I haven't been over here as much because I'm focusing on my goals and on my dreams, you know, and my goal and dream was to make this huge at one time, and it's definitely kind of there to an extent, but I don't feel people here, you know? It's there's apparently almost 10,000 people who like watching these videos or have hit that favorite button, but I know how quickly I hit the favorite button, you know, so I don't get on here very much as I used to, and I would love to do it more often, and this is kind of my way of doing that for tonight, because I miss you guys. It's been a long time since I've been on here. So, if anyone ends up watching this, I hope that you guys enjoy it. And I'm sorry I'm so quiet. I'm probably not quiet enough. Our walls are very thin in my apartment, and my wife is trying to sleep. So, basically, this is a winner of a contest called the Multi-GP. Multi-GP is a RC racing, quadcopter racing championship, and it's kind of a big deal in the world of RC. Actually, it's a very big deal, and he is one of the winners. They were doing their regional. Excuse me. He's doing their he was flying in one of the regional events that happened around the states, and was one of the winners out of 12 winners that I've actually been drawing. And then from starting this weekend is going to be the nationals for the whole thing. So it's a really big deal, and I'm going to be drawing forever to try and get caught up. I went on a little vacation out to Kentucky, had a wonderful time out there, and I just had no time at all to get any drawings done while I was out there. I was all over the place having a ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a hand pointing. I may need to. I don't want it to make it look like someone's giving the finger or something. I just feel like this finger's disconnected somehow, so I need to get some more reference photos of that, maybe. So anyway, if you guys want to chat with me, feel free. Would love to hear from you guys. And I think I'm getting close to what I like about this. I think this will work. I think that'll work. Sorry, it's late. It's midnight, and I should be going to bed and enjoying my weekend, but I'm needing to get caught up a lot. I am so behind in caricatures. So I got a lot of catch up to do. Okay, I think we're good to ink this. I would like... I don't know, I feel like I'm still missing something, but I'm just going to go with it for now. Okay. Let's do 45 for now. Here we go. See how quickly I can ink this body and see if I actually like it in the end. Using very, 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 very bold lines, and I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like that. I usually like to keep my lines not so bold, but I've been trying a newer style. I've seen some people go way too bold on their lines, and then I see other people who just kill it with their art because they've gone so bold. So it's kind of a catch-22. How bold do you go, and how much effort do you put into getting line thicknesses? And I feel like line thicknesses are of the ultimate importance. Line thicknesses are everything in a final piece, but how much do I want to put in the overall body? How much do I want to put in the overall final piece or whatever, you know? So, okay. Wow, 4 people in here. That's awesome. If you guys are interested, would love it if you'd share it out and let people know that I'm on, because it has been forever since I've been on here. I don't know if you guys follow my channel at all or whatever. It has been a very, very long time, and I don't know why you chose to hit the favorite button on this YouTube channel. I hope that it's something you learned and helped you out, and I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't had time to teach. And like I was saying before, I've been really pushing to be more of a videographer, not so much of a tutorialist on all my other channels. So I love teaching, but it's not something that is of my utmost passion so much as it used to be when I first started in YouTube and I created this channel so long ago. Never thought I would get to close to 10,000. My gosh. Who knew? Alright, that was kind of painless. The hand is going to be a pain. Let me look up some more reference photos. I'm sorry if bumping the desk is noisy. Got the microphone sitting on it. Alright, so pointing hand drawing. Looking for... that's close. Excuse me. Don't mind me. As soon as I find this reference photo, then I'll scoot back to what I was doing. Don't leave me. Stay. Please stay. Okay. It's like no one wants to draw it, so no one wants to actually show how it's done. It's close. Maybe I can rotate that to the side, but slightly different form. Jackpot. That's what I'm looking for. Where'd my pen go? Okay. So, hey Sonic, how you doing? I am using Clip Studio Paint Pro, also used to be Manga Studio EX5. Once in a very long time ago. Still an excellent drawing software. It's my personal favorite, so. Alright, so we're going to go like this for starters. Okay, coming off the side here is going to be the thumb, which we'll just wrap around kind of like this. Okay, so I have a knuckle here, and the first finger is going to be kind of like this, and I do want the finger to point up slightly, so maybe about here. And of course that's how to grab things. It's not so much what a finger is supposed to look like outstretched, but it's the best I can find. Okay, so here's number 2. Okay, and the last finger. So the fingers look right, but the thumb looks terrible. So let's try and redirect the thumb up a little higher. And nope, now I'm doing my own thumb. I don't need to be doing that. So let's erase this. And trying to follow through with this reference photo. Kind of like their structuring that they show. Well, there is definitely nothing wrong with Sketchbook Pro. I do think that it's really great for, as its name says, sketching. I know a lot of professional artists who like it for for doing stuff that's more in the world of concept, and concept is awesome and fun. When it comes to doing a illustration that you want someone to buy from you, I personally think that there's a lot of artists who make it work. I personally have not found that to be that easy. But I like that it's cross-platform and that you pay, I think, like $20 a year or $25 a year, and you get across all your different platforms. I think that's kind of cool. I admit, though, for a bit more of a price, which I think is $25 a year for Sketchbook Pro, or I think this one was, at one time it was like $35 just to buy it outright. Sometimes they have sales, sometimes you can get it cheaper. This software goes above and beyond what Sketchbook Pro does, I personally think. This program, and this is going to sell it for you right here, Sonic, I'll tell you this right now. This program has something called stabilization. Stabilization, it's the best thing you can possibly have in a program. It takes my dirty lines and it cleans them up. And when I do illustrations for clients, they want it to look as computerized and vectored as humanly possible, usually because I'm doing logos for them or whatever. And I cheat. I try to do my sketches in here, and I ink them, and then I try to take them over to Illustrator, and I convert them to vector. And having the stabilization system in here is the ultimate win for me. It's the way to make it work. And the Sketchbook Pro doesn't have that, and Photoshop doesn't have that, and this is the only program that I trust that truly has it to the form that I'm looking for. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Yeah, it actually looks connected to his body now. So in saying all that, here's what you need to know. There is no wrong program, and every one person has a program that works for them. One of my absolute favorite artists is Nolanium. I think that's the best way to say his name. His name is Nolan Harris. My favorite caricaturist right now. I look up his stuff and I'm instantly inspired. It's so iconic and so dynamic. But he uses your program. He uses Sketchbook Pro. And he uses a iPad Pro when he's out at special events, and if he's not using that, then I think he uses a Wacom Companion, maybe, I'm not sure. But let me tell you, hands down, that program will do good artwork if you learn how to use it. Just like any program will. If you learn how to use the program properly, you will. I know people who don't use Photoshop because they just can't get it to work for them. But when it comes down to it, there's no wrong program. If you want my opinion on what I personally think, Clip Paint Studio really truly tops most of the different programs that I've used. And I'm sorry, it even tops Photoshop. And that's because Photoshop originally was for photo manipulations. It wasn't for drawing. We've turned it into something for drawing, and Adobe has seen that need and has fulfilled that need further by providing the artist with more tools that's good for drawing. In the end, Clip Paint Studio truly has looked more from the side of the artist and not from the side of the photographer. And then to add to that, and I know I'm saying a lot, to add to that, I would love to see them take this further and do something more that has to do with vectors and taking lines and turning them into vectors, which this program does that to an extent, but I want them to take it now and make it editable in Illustrator after the fact, which I hope they do that in the future. In a future edition, but I don't know if they'll ever do that. They need to, though. That's the next step for this program, I think. But anyway, I personally lean towards this program over all the programs I've tested, and I promise you, I've tried the pipeline of programs that are out there for sure. So that's just my thought. There is really no wrong answer, and I would strongly suggest that you try Sketchbook Pro, for the price, it's definitely worth trying. There's no loss in not using it. It's an excellent program. I can guarantee that there are very amazing, professional, high quality artists making hundreds of thousands of dollars by using that program. So it's not like that program's going to be the make and break of your drawing experience, and especially your art career if you're trying to get into that. But I do think that there are better options. So hopefully that gives you the answer you're looking for. So there really isn't a wrong way to go. Every artist can make something work. No, it's not a problem at all. I mean, that the thing is, it does really truly come down to the program does make the artist. If you have the right tools, your art gets a lot better, guaranteed. So having quality is important. You know, there are a lot of artists who say you can come up with beautiful artwork with cheap tools, which is true, you can. But if you're going to be a professional and you're going to go the extra mile to create something special for your clientele, then you need to be willing to first put the big bucks down, and that's hard to do as an artist, obviously. But secondly, you got to be willing to try all the programs that are out there, and the reason you want to try all of them, obviously, is because some are going to work better for you than others. So, um, I definitely will never discourage trying the rainbow of drawing softwares that are out there, because there are many, many, many good options. And there are many, many good options yet to be created. So I would certainly hope that you testing one or the other is going to lead you in the direction you need to go. You're going to say, hey, I like this program for this and I like this program for that, so either can I find a program that does both, or can I learn how to use these programs together to create the final, document that I'm trying to create, the final magic piece that's going to make me that next $200, $300 sale. I used to draw these for $15, $20 a pop, and now I draw them for $200, $400 a pop, depending on who buys and what they're needing in this. So it's time, it's patience, it's effort, it's love for your skill, and just keep going, just keep pushing. Don't be giving up, and don't put yourself down too early in the game here, okay? And I know you haven't said anything like that, but I'm in my encouragement mood. Whew, got some nice EDM dance music in my ears right now. I always turn it up really loud so the subwoofers of my headphones kind of go crazy and gets me in a good working rhythm. So I'm kind of bopping in my chair here because this stuff is nice and strong. Like I said, I love answering your questions, guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. I have no idea how late I'm going to be up tonight. I'm wanting to get done as much of this as I can. This is a piece that needs to be done by the end of the weekend. So it's something I kind of need to focus on a little bit tonight and go from there. So I do not like that hand at all. Not at all. I really don't like that hand. I think it's gonna go bye-bye. Okay. Let's see what happens if I try some other poses. Alright, this is where things get slow and boring and everyone leaves because Tim can't think of the pose he's trying to work on. So let me do all of us a favor. Hang on just a second. Give me 2 minutes. Might need more. Poor Terry is gonna have to wait a few extra minutes, I think. Because I'm struggling getting his face going. So let me do this for giggles. Let me look up some of the other people that I need to draw. Alright, Rodrigo. That is a real person, so let's see what Rodrigo looks like and see if he's someone that I can draw. Oh, he's fun. I could probably sketch him out real quick. Alright, so we're going to draw Mr. Rodrigo here, I think. And I hope he doesn't mind me throwing his face on YouTube here. I'll apologize later, but let me see if I can find a picture that he won't regret. His last picture, that's a cute one. Sit tight and I'll show you who I'm drawing next, guys. This one's from April. Let me see if he's got any. See, what I do is I Facebook stalk people. And so I become their friend, and that way I can see... Oh, I'm not his friend. Oops. But I think I have enough reference photos of him to get away with it. I'm going to show you guys this one. Okay? Just a quick peek, just to let you guys see what I'm going to try and draw. And I think I can work with this. I just dropped my pen on the floor, so let me dig it back up. And we'll see what I can sketch out with him. So I'm going to move this off screen. We'll give him some privacy. You guys can enjoy this sketch, and I'll see what I can do. We'll come back to Terry later. Maybe not tonight, but I'll come back to Terry later. 6 people on here. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for hanging out. I was not expecting anyone on here. I've been forever since I've been on YouTube. I've been on all my other channels quite often, but on this channel, no, it's been a while. So, okay. Alright, let me find a fun photo of him that I can, for the most part, get away with. Whoa, suddenly a whole bunch more photos of him have popped up. Wonder if he just accepted my friend request. Okay. I actually like him with the beard. Sorry guys, I know I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm just gonna sketch a stupid photo of him first, just to get a feel of even if I want to go a certain direction, okay? So, here we go. Alright. Let's start with a slightly bigger brush, and here we go. I'm noticing some bigger, slightly bushier eyebrows. They're not bad, but it gives me the chance to exaggerate something I don't mind. Alright, so his face has gotten a bit wider since I've done that. He's got a pretty big lower chin, too. This is just a concept sketch. It's not anything special, just to get a feel of his face. And just to see if once I'm done with it, if it even looks like him. That's something that I've seen myself doing a lot recently. I'm never really certain of how my caricature's coming along until I'm halfway done with them and I go, oh, okay, he's there. So, give him some shaped hair. Okay. I like using lots of colors when I sketch, because I like getting just an overall feel of a piece in something that I know is not a finished sketch. And all the colors and such kind of help me see things from a little bit more of a standpoint where everything can be erased, everything can be edited, everything can have its own change. 5 people in here. Goodness, you guys have no lives, don't you? You all just hanging out with me, being boring. I'm being so boring, I know I am. You guys are probably all from overseas. Reason I say that is, whoa, that was kind of explosive in my ears. Noisy music. Anyway, the reason I was saying that is because back when I used to do this all the time, back when I used to do live streams and stuff, kind of before I got married and stuff, back then, it was a lot of people from everywhere else but the States. Because it's just so late. I mean, it's midnight, you know? But it's the weekend, so maybe there's a few more state people here. I don't know. Let's see what happens if I sketch this in here. And the smile's good. Smile's very good. But I'm noticing these big teeth. Not big teeth, but defined teeth. So I'm just gonna kind of sketch the outer shape. We got a couple pointy teeth here, so I'll get them in there. And then I'm seeing a lot of black gapping on the sides, so that means kind of like the teeth go into the mouth pretty far, and the teeth kind of overlap the bottom lip a little, so we can kind of get that in there just like this. So this is all pretty dark in here, so I can fill this in. Okay, and then I'll just very quickly define roughly the shaping of the teeth. And gotta make sure you're kind of clean and exact about this, because oftentimes detailed teeth really play into a caricature. So far I hate it, but I'll go ahead and keep going for a little bit longer and see if it continues to take on any kind of shape. If it doesn't, then I'll start from scratch. That's often what happens. It just doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Alright, so you know what? Scratch that. I'll show you another technique I do. Okay? So if I find that that's not working, then I'll do a little bit more smushing and squishing. So maybe I'll look at the face and I'll decide to sadly do a bit more distortion than what I'm seeing. So it turns a bit more cartoony. And this is not the best way to do caricature by any means, but sometimes having a starting structure kind of helps play into it a little bit. So say that this is my structure and I look at where the eyebrows are, I look at where the eyes are, I look at where the nose is, and the mouth, which is pretty much squished up against the nose. And then, and I'm sorry I'm not showing it to you guys, I want to make sure that I protect the people. I haven't gotten his permission to share any of this stuff, so this is me kind of acting out. So I want to make sure I'm respectful. But I really enjoy sharing this stuff with you guys, so thanks for hanging out. And then I'm gonna try my own format of like how big his eyes are and how it affects, because I'm noticing some different shapes. And like in the eyebrow, I find that there's like a little edge that peaks up on the top of the eyebrow, but the bottom of the eyebrow holds its shape. Kind of like that. And of course it comes to a point, so I can take my eraser and just go whap like that and slice it off there. Same with this side. It looks like it's kind of broken here, and then it goes really stiff. This direction kind of points up and then ticks down. The thing I notice is that he has a wide bridge of a nose, but then it comes down to this really fine, like pointy like that. It comes down to this really fine thing, and then opens up to this really, really big shape here, like that. So what I'll do is I'll just do one side, and then I'll look at the bottom of the nose and see what kind of ridge is there. And then I'll come up here and draw in the nostril. The nostril comes way up on both sides, kind of like that. Not that deformed. That's a bit too deformed, but it's close. And something I also find helps me is to kind of mark where the top of the nose is, or if you're opposite, you mark where the bottom of the nose is and kind of add a little bit of shading. And I'll often do something like this. I'll put a circle there. That kind of tells me where the highlight would be. So we'll kind of run with that. So I brought the nose down a little bit further than I meant to. So what I'll do is also bring... What is it? If you bring down the nose... Shoot, I should know this. If I bring down the nose, I pull the eyes closer together. The further apart I pull the eyes, the more I push the nose up, which pulls the mouth up with it. Which means I'm going to define the chin a little bit more. So I can kind of get away with doing something like this. Okay, and since I really like his smile, I'm going to kind of extend that a little bit more, kind of like that. Okay, which may be just a bit too much, but we'll see. Okay, same with this side. And the thing that really helps me, whoops, a little bit too much there. Something that really helps me start to get a shade, an understanding if it looks like the person, is if they have facial hair, get it in there right away. So I'll just kind of sketch in where the mustache is going to go, and he's got this perfectly straight across, like right that way and right that way kind of mustache. So I'll sketch that in there and just see if I'm starting to see that. And it tucks into this corner and then comes down to what would be his goatee, but he's got a full beard, so... And it's a very rough beard, but it's there. And it's like stubble, but it's the shape, so... Something I am noticing is he has a very, very expansive chin. So I'll pull the chin down, because if you push the mouth up, then you got to pull the chin down to exaggerate it. Okay. Draw some gums in there. That always helps. That looks good. If I see any teeth that take on a shape, then I'll go ahead and structure them out. Which that tooth has it, and then this tooth is pointy. Kind of like that. That looks good. And then the same thing with the other side. Maybe this one can come up here like this, and then can kind of become a little pointy. That looks good. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of that there. Alright, so from here, the cheek is way down low. It comes to the point like way below here. And then when it connects with the chin is just kind of bulbous. I always wonder what people would think if I was drawing them and I didn't know it and I'm saying these different things. There's certain ways that I pronounce things. Your chin is bulbous, but it looks great on you. I mean, how do you take that? He's a good-looking guy, but, I mean, how do you explain to people why you draw people the way you draw them? Oh, your chin looks bulbous, that's why, that's all. My chin looks bulbous, and can I have plastic surgery now? I mean, you never know, so. Okay, that looks actually kind of closer to what I was hoping for. So sometimes if you start with that beginning concept, then you can kind of go from there, kind of get the idea of what you're looking for. Oh, there we go. I was noticing my music was up so loud, but I couldn't hear my voice, so that helps a lot. Okay, now, something else I'm noticing is that his face, his cheek structure is about here like this. So I'll try and mimic that on the other side just a little. Okay. And then I'll draw on the other bag, but just so I can kind of get the top cheek shape. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut this back in here. Once again, this hair is kind of uncertain because it's so dark I can't really tell which direction it's going. That's where I'll need some other reference photos of him. And it'll help once he adds me on Facebook. I think something else that'll help me is to go ahead and get his eyes drawn in there. Okay. And his hair is not that far from his head, so I want to keep that fairly close and cropped. Looks a little unkempt in this picture. Apparently his wife had a baby in this picture, so I'm sure that they were all tired that day, but at the same time it's a really good photo of him. It's an honest smile. He's probably a very happy dad, so definitely want to use a photo where he's definitely excited and happy, and that expresses, that would, you know, express a lot of different things about him, which I think is good. I think this is a very good likeness of him, actually. I'm very pleased with that, so I could just ink it out right, but I want to look at a few other photos and just kind of verify what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's not bad at all. He's got lots of pictures of himself when he was younger, that's for sure. Okay, so I feel really, really good about that. Let's go ahead and kind of solidify that structure. So same thing as I did before, I just dropped the opacity. I will go back over top with a little bit more defined pen and just kind of really feel out his face here, because I'm noticing in another picture there's a little bit more structuring in his eyes that I want to make sure I get. He's got these really dark brown, almost black eyes, so that actually works. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually totally okay with that. This one almost has kind of that kind of shape to it. So I'll try and add it in there and see how much I like it. And the bridge in this picture is actually much longer this time. It's much wider. But as it is wider, the eyes have gotten a lot closer. So when I put the eyes closer, that means the nose is supposed to come down farther, which actually really works with this caricature that I've already drawn of him. So I'm actually very pleased with that. Like I said before, I'm just going to kind of follow along the previous shape that I already drew, but I'm just going to solidify a little bit and kind of make sure I have a good solid structure to ink over top of. Make sure I'm really satisfied with what I've started on. See, look at this. I'm in this whole tutorial talking through thing. You guys probably aren't even listening. It's the thing, when I draw and I have an audience, I love teaching, which gets me in trouble so much. There we go. Stupid thing, I do have a Patreon. If anyone wants to support me on Patreon, that would be great. I've really not updated this channel in a long time, and I have a bunch of patrons over there, and they've been super supportive and very patient with me. I'm not motivated over here nearly as much as I used to be. I punch out my caricatures and I call it a day, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm editing videos for all of my other YouTube channels. But I would love all the help I could get, and if you guys would be willing to support me on Patreon, that'd mean a lot. I don't expect you will, but I'll throw it out there. Just take a look at some of my other videos. I have Patreon links in all of my videos of the other caricatures I've drawn, so would love it if you guys just went and took a look, but I will not bother you about it. It means a lot. I appreciate it. And if any of you are patrons, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. It's beginning to really take on that structure I was hoping for. I do think I kind of want to calm down a little bit on the laugh lines that I had originally drawn. So I'll just draw these shapes that I like to draw, and then I will put more focus over the line that's actually jutting over the mouth, kind of like this. And if I really feel like I need to, I'll add shading into that with actual color instead of with line, because line is going to age a face, where shading is going to bring it out gently, so I'd much rather bring it out gently. Yeah, there's a couple hairs here, and then a hard line. These eyebrows are still holding up the way I drew them from the other picture, so I'm going to follow through with this. His hair is much different in this picture, which is actually, I like this hair better, so I'm going to work with that. This picture is from 2014, so hopefully he won't mind it. I don't know if he uses the same haircut still, so worst comes to worst, I draw it and he goes, "Oh, I don't cut my hair like that anymore." So I'll go with it and see what happens. Since I'm more just taking a break from the other caricature I was working on in the first place. And his ears actually kind of come out from his head a little. The one on the left side of his face almost looks elven. So I will kind of exaggerate. Not exaggerate so much, because that's unnecessary exaggeration. It doesn't add or subtract from his likeness. But I'll put it in there anyway. Okay. A really gentle brush. Basically just took my pencil and made it bigger, just to kind of just turn it into more of a shading brush, kind of like using the side of your pencil, just to kind of begin shading in the structure. And I didn't change opacity or anything, the density at all. It's just how hard I'm pushing on the pencil, on the pen that I'm using, just to get that idea. Yeah, this is totally working. I feel good about this. Keep telling yourself that, Tim. And just for kicks, I'll just go ahead and grab my airbrush and just kind of paint in some of these, just to kind of help me with some structure. Not necessary. Okay. Alright, so his widow's peak is about here. Even higher, maybe here. And it just stays up there this whole time, just like this. Comes down to right here. And in this picture, he's got more sideburns. About there. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. Just follow that up and around. Okay, hair comes to about here. And let's go ahead and figure out how high to make the pointy hair, which is kind of about there, maybe. Okay, now I know you guys have learned a lot of this from other people, but don't draw the individual hairs as much as you can. Try and make an overall form. So once you have the idea of what you're trying to commit to, then try and make it an overall shape. So I'm seeing that this sprout that I've created is actually kind of more like a teardrop that kind of goes like this. And this one can come up here like so. So try and create those shapes, because in the end you may find yourself inking those as whole shapes instead of as individual hairs. It's going to add a lot more dynamic style to your piece. I feel excellent about this. Okay. The only thing I might do is make his cheeks just a bit more round, just to kind of fill out his face, because he's got a very round face. And it's not like a fat round, but it is a very full face. So I think I'm good. I think we're ready to ink it. So let's go ahead and get in with the inking. Okay, la 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 la. Once again, guys, hit that like button for me if you're enjoying this. It's been so long since I've been on this channel. Would love to know that people are enjoying me back on here for a little bit. For the one evening I'm on here. I was over on Picardo TV, and I just realized that no one was following me over there, and everyone that's over at Picardo is watching anime drawings, and I'm not an anime artist. I'm a caricaturist. I have my own world, so I'd much rather stick with it. So I thought I'd pop back over here tonight and see how lucky I would be and how many people would show up. 5 people? Sure beats out what I had over on Picardo. Okay, so that looks like a really good looking eye. And like I said before to Sonic Pick, having pressure sensitivity or stabilization in the pen is the biggest help you can get, and I find that this software, which is Clip Studio Paint, is just the bomb when it comes to that. And if any of you guys are wondering, yes, you can make money in this program. Yeah. If you learn how to draw caricatures and you market yourself properly, you'll do just fine. Now, I'm not saying you'll have a full-time job, but I am definitely saying that yes, there is definitely an ability to use this for professional, high-quality, true-to-form illustrations that people will love and want. So, you just have to learn how to draw. Yeah, that's a good-looking eye. I like it. Let me go ahead and save this real quick so I don't lose it. Desktop. And this is Rodrigo Neri. Good deal. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just chilling. Let me see something real quick. Hang on just a second. I don't know if you guys would be interested in this. I don't even know how much I want to do this, but I'm quickly trying to see how difficult it would be to quickly set up my webcam. Not really necessary, but I'm just curious. Give me about 2 minutes real quick, okay? Just trying to see where my cable goes, because it just drops down behind my desk and I don't know where it goes from there. Is this it? There it is. And it goes this way. Whoops. Stuck under something. Interesting. It goes this way. Oh, that's what it's stuck on. Stuck under the desk. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost there. Hang on. There we go. Come here, you. There we go. See if I wake my wife up trying to get this thing. There we go. Got it. Got it. Let's see if this works. I don't know. Don't even know if it'll work. Hang on just a sec. It's probably going to kill my my stream as well. Alright, let's see. We're going to add a scene 2. We're going to add a image global source monitor window video capture device. How about that? Let's see if this works. Huh? It's reading it. Refresh. We'll see how well this works. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. How do I make that smaller? What if I select it? Can I move it? That's huge. I just want to make it nice and small. How do I make it smaller? Refresh. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hang on. Refresh. Come on. Work. It's not getting smaller. Position and size. Fit to screen. Reset cropping. Cropping, huh? Sorry I'm taking so long. I get these kicks to try different things and totally mess up what I'm trying to do for us here. Properties. I told it to do something smaller. Much smaller. Let's try this. And then I hit OK, and there we go. Much better. Let's see how that looks. Oops, just yanked my headphones out. That looks much better, admittedly. I hope you guys don't mind. We'll see how that does. I think I'll save this because I like how it looks. Yeah, that works. You guys okay with that? We'll see how that does. Okay. All right, we're back to business. We'll see how much it messes us up. If it slows down my stream too much, then I'll have to kill it, but I have to give it a shot first, huh? Not to give it a shot would be a waste. I like doing new things, and I used to do this all the time. Line structure is so important in drawing. If you want my opinion, always try to get those shapes in there, the line depths, if you can. It makes such a difference. Thinking about those thick to thins and making sure to get what you can. Basically sculpt your lines. Get the shapes in there and the flow. Like I said, getting this structure just right really helps. Okay. And there's starting to shape up these teeth now. Really try to get this just right. And yeah, tricking does help sometimes. I find sometimes by yanking my hand away, I get these nice solid points of sharpness. Just trying to get the sharpest point on the end of that stroke as humanly possible. And then, like I said, I build up the lines where I feel like it needs more shape and tone. Trying to, like I said, sculpt the lines. Sculpting the lines. This thing pointed at me. Let's try this a little bit more. How about that? See if that makes a difference. Okay. See this little extra shape here? I'll try and erase that and get that as close as possible. Sharpen up these teeth a little. Like I said, I really want this to look as vectored as possible. Having the... I used to draw with a pen pressure of 25... Well, not pen pressure. Stabilization of 25, and at that time I thought that was kind of big and heavy, but then I realized I was coming up with a new style that was much more computer generated, felt a lot more like someone had really spent a lot of time in Illustrator hand vectoring each one of these lines, and I found the best way to do that was to pump up the power of this thing to like 45, and you have to experience it to really know how it feels, but it really feels a lot like the computer takes over, and some of you guys might not like that, and some of you guys might. I feel, now that I've done it, I love it, but that's just me. Other days I feel like it's too much and I back it down to like 35 or 25 again. But that was also during a time when I thought that I actually liked my caricatures with a lower percentage on black. So basically, I draw in 100% black now when I do my inks, where beforehand I actually drew with like 85 or 90%. Well, yeah, about 85. And the reason why I did that at that time was I actually really liked seeing texture and overlap of lines. Where I would just back it down like 90, 86 or something, and you might not be able to see it, but inside each one of those strokes is a stacked stroke. You can see it right there as I zoom in on it, and it looks really cool, and it looks really great for caricaturing because it makes it feel kind of like it's drawn on paper with an actual marker. But now that I'm doing these illustrations for professional companies and race corporations and things, it's kind of, I feel personally, I'm sure I could get away with doing it the old way. I feel like I need to do better. I need to do it as clean and edgy as I possibly can, getting these nice deep strokes as much as I can. So I like adding texture to eyebrows, and I like doing it with dagger strokes, so I'll do these intense dagger strokes so it looks like a really full, thick eyebrow, kind of like that. And so it's got that highlight in there, and then once I shade it in with a color, that's going to really help it along. So same idea with this side. Try and add a little bit more, try and add a little bit more texture, not texture, but depth in the inner side of the nose, so that way it looks a bit deeper. And same idea over here, a couple individual hairs, and then we'll build up the shape of the eyebrow. coming out this way, coming back this way, kind of like that. One o'clock in the morning, guys. I'm gonna have to consider going to bed soon. The night has flown by. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Would love it if you'd hit that like button. It has been so long since I've been here on YouTube. Let me know you guys still appreciate me. That would mean a lot to me. I'm a very selfish individual. Love knowing that you guys appreciate my work. If you feel like supporting me on Patreon, would love that, but not going to force you into that at all. I've got a ton of channels that you can check out. Look at LegacyStudioProductions.com. That's my video production company. And basically, I just make videos, and it's all very self-made stuff right now, but my dad and I work very hard on my videos. My dad, I ask him to come out to my video shoots, and he works with one of my cameras, and we shoot a whole bunch of cool stuff. Right now, I'm really into the world of quadcopters, which you might not be able to see at the moment, but I can point the camera over here to this mess, and you can see the crazy head and a couple caricatures and a couple quads up there. All of my quads right now are actually in one of my bags on the floor over here. And I haven't gotten to fly since I got back from Kentucky, so I might try and do a little flying tomorrow maybe. But I've been doing YouTube videos on flying quads and reviewing quads, and I got a sponsorship, and I've gotten to actually get quads in to review, which has been really, really awesome. Kind of blow your mind, cool, kind of crazy. So just excited to keep that up, and it's really taken up my time. If I'm not drawing caricatures for the quad world, I'm working on YouTube videos for the quad world, and that channel's called the RC Nubia. I would love if you would go and check that out. That would be awesome. But if you're not in the world of, if you don't like crazy flying things, then that's probably not the channel for you, because I love flying those things, and they're fast. They go 80 miles an hour, and they're just rockets, absolute rockets. And you can do some really crazy stunts with them and just have so much fun. And they shoot some really great video footage too. I love getting sceneries with them and stuff. So I'm editing a video right now where I flew over the lake in Kentucky and got some beautiful footage. And for those of you who are wondering, though I will hopefully be releasing some videos on the Tim and Shay channel. If you guys don't know that channel, that's the Tim and Shay Chronicles. I would love it if you'd go and subscribe there. There's not really many people over there at all. Maybe like 20 subscribers over there. And that's just the background story of my life, and how I met my wife, and wonderful memories on that channel. It's my vlog channel. It's a lot of fun. Well, I love this face. It's looking really, really good. Really, really good. But I think I'm starting to wrap up here. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and toss them in now. I'll answer what I can, and then I'll consider heading to bed soon. I'm really hoping I'm not keeping Mandy up. It's so late. Okay, so like I said, working on keeping those shapes. So I'm drawing those shapes that I saw before and following it off. I'll go inside and I'll structure the hair after I create the overall shape, but right now it's all about getting that shape build up. you can kind of see how that would look. And then to build up that shape a little better, I'll add in just a few more hairs and my favorite technique, which is dagger stroking, a lot of highlight and shadow into the hair. I'm going to try and follow along some of these original lines that I had drawn so it continues that shape of the hair. You want body and structure in hair. So you want to feel like you're shading the hair all going in a certain direction. Okay. Okay. So I am going to do most of this in a heavy black. I'm going to keep a little bit of white just on the back side just to see if I like it. It would basically be like a backlight. Feel like that main stem is a little too tall. So all I'm going to do is just try and shape it down with the eraser a little. And I can even go into the hair with the eraser and kind of reshape those roots. Got to think in negative space a little bit. See that? Looks pretty cool. Let's turn off those background layers and see what happens. Okay. His beard is there, but it's very minimal. It's all stubble. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to kind of do a buildup of stubble. Just very, very small hairs in the areas where I see the most, and then I'll handle the rest in shading. And it doesn't need to be like focused lines of movement, like hair points a certain direction when it comes out of the face. So you don't have to do that, you can get away with doing just like individual dots, because your focus is the overall face. It's not necessarily the individual hairs on his chin, you know? I'm trying to get those specific areas where it's obvious. And I know that doing individual hairs going in the exact direction sounds annoying. It is, but it's not impossible. And always remember, make a new layer when you try something new that you're not certain about, because quite honestly, it's so easy to delete. It's not easy to erase if you've applied it over something else. So learn to really focus on making new layers for everything. You can merge layers if you like it or don't like it and go from there. Okay, it looks great. So I feel really good about that face. I am going to go ahead and merge together some of these layers. So I'll just turn on and off the layers and see which ones I want to merge into each other. So now that should all be merged. Alright, I think I'm about done merging the face. I think everything else here is shading. Yep, so I can turn off that layer. But look at the depth in the eyes, and then as soon as I turn it off, how much depth goes away. So that shows me how much I need shadow in this face. So I'll do a little bit of coloring, and then I gotta call it a night. Just get my paint bucket tool. He's got medium skin. So I'll take a medium skin tone and let's pop it in here and see what comes out. See what magic happens, waiting for it to finish. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay. Let's make a new layer. Go get my deep magenta, kind of burgundy, and kind of just begin the idea of where I want to put shading. This is a feeling thing, what you feel. Kind of have my own technique memorized of where I prefer to put my shading. Where I think it'll stand out the most and be the boldest. So like I was saying, right here is where I will use my shading to build up these lines. And I know that seems really dark right now, but you'll see I'm going to set this layer to multiply and drop its opacity. So it's going to be a very, very gentle, hard shadow once I'm done. And it'll feel a lot more natural than drawing that as a hard line. In just a few moments here. And if you guys want to learn more about my technique after I leave, almost every video I've made for the last year has this technique that I use. So don't be afraid to take a look at that, because quite honestly, it's all over the place on my YouTube channel and it's not hard to find. So if you want to learn how to do my technique, which is techniques that I've adopted from so many different artists, because every artist is awesome. Remember, there's nothing wrong with learning another artist's techniques. Just make sure to make the artwork your own once you're done. Make it your own. Make it so it's not their artwork. Don't steal their techniques. Use them to build your techniques. Alright, I think that's a good start. Let's see how it looks. Multiply and drop the opacity. Feels pretty good. And if I think things are too harsh, then what I'll do is I'll choose like how harsh I want them to be, and then I'll come in here with my blending brush and I'll blend down the areas that are a bit too intense. Cool. Let's try just a general shading across the face and see how that feels. Also using magenta. No. Nice. Kind of see this nice little shading roundness to the face. Alright guys, I think I'm about done for the night. I'm getting a little tuckered out, so I think I'll go ahead and save. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. Would love it if you'd subscribe to this channel. I haven't been around in a while, so I apologize. But hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know that you like what you see. And then also please remember, I have a Patreon site. It would be amazing if you'd help me out over there. It takes a lot to do artwork. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money, and especially a lot of time. And I miss making YouTube videos, teaching these tutorials, but I've been really enjoying working on a couple of other avenues that you can take a look at LegacyStudioProductions.net, my website. And yeah, trust me, I have not been lazy, I promise. Excuse me. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. Maybe we'll do it again in another day or two if I see a large bunch of people enjoy it. But otherwise, I'm out of here. God bless you. I love you guys. Remember, you just keep on drawing, just keep on practicing. You can be as good as your favorite artists, and all you gotta do is just take that time, and it's all about diligence, patience, and just sticking with it, sticking with your goals, setting your priorities, setting them correctly. Make sure to take care of your family, make sure to take care of your school, make sure to do everything you're supposed to do, make sure to honor God, and then after that, all is said and done, then focus on your artwork. Push hard on your artwork to succeed on your goals, okay? Alright, God bless you guys. I'll see you later. Gotta find the stop button on this thing somewhere around here. There we go. Alright. So gone. See ya.